Oh, I think I have an idea of how we're going to get to Jade Cargill versus Becky Lynch. And here's a fantasy booking for you guys. You want to talk about it? Let's go. Hey, what's going on YouTube land? It's your boy TJ. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Wrestling Nostalgia, where I get my wrestling content on these videos. And today, we are doing a fantasy booking of how we're going to get to Jade Cargill versus Becky Lynch. So, as we all know, Becky Lynch has a Women's Intercontinental Championship matchup against AJ Lee, and Jade Cargill has her own Women's Championship match that she's defending her world title against Rhea Ripley. So, here's how we're going to get there. You know, I had to wear the shirt. You see the shirt, bitch.
You see the shirt, bitch. Log out. Oh my God. Oh, y'all can log the out, bitch.
But anywho, let's just go get right into it. Jade Cargill beats Rhea Ripley, and Becky Lynch loses her IC championship matchup against AJ Lee. So this is the setup. We do a draft, or, you know, a quiet like switch around of the superstars or whatever, because they quietly did that I think a year or two ago, but they did an official draft in 2024. And then remember, like, I think a year later, maybe last year, I think it was last year, then they kind of shuffled people around again. And I was like, wait a minute, did they do a draft? Like, why is this person, wasn't they on Raw? Wasn't that person on SmackDown? Like, I remember that happened, and I was just, like, confused. But anywho, we're not going to do that. We're going to do an official draft. And if you watch my last video on Wednesday when I said that Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch should be drafted to SmackDown, then now this ties into what the plan that I had for her, right? As we all know, if I'm not mistaken, I think Becky said that this was going to be her last contract, which is going to be running out in June, if I'm not mistaken, which is ironic because that's when King and Queen of the Ring is. So maybe that should be her last match. And this is how we're going to get here, right? So after Becky Lynch loses her WrestleMania rematch against AJ Lee, we're going to go ahead and draft Becky to SmackDown. Yes. Freshen up matches, fresh up feuds. She have done everything that she could do on Raw. There's nothing else for her to do. Let's go ahead and just wrap her to SmackDown. We get to SmackDown. She could go ahead and kind of tease a feud or whatever after like a backstage segment, an interview of sorts. She could go ahead and say that, hey, I needed a fresh scenery and a bunch of new girls and X, Y, and Z. And this is when Jade Cargill comes in and interrupt with her baddie section, and she could just look Becky Lynch up and down like, girl, oh, have the mighty have fallen, or something like that. Just a one-liner, just go ahead and walk off. And then this is when Becky said, the nerve, they just don't know how to treat a star around here. Like, I'm Becky Lynch, or, you know, so something along those lines. So she could just look like, okay, damn, like, no type of respect here, huh? So we're going to go ahead, and if the rumors are true, I think I heard somebody like on the internet or like read somewhere that Tiffany Stratton was supposed to win the Women's United States Championship. So if that is the case, we can have a rehash of a feud with Becky Lynch versus Tiffany Stratton. So if she's going to be the champion, they could go ahead and have a backstage segment or something like that. Becky could be like in Nick's office, and she could just go ahead and be like, hey, I want a Women's United States Championship opportunity. If it's going to be Julia, her and Julia can have a fight, and then she could win over Julia. Or like I said, if Tiffany Stratton is rumored to win the United States Women's Championship, then cool. She could go ahead and either win it off her. She could do like a #1 contender match or something like that. I got it. If Chelsea Green is healthy, or Tiffany Stratton, one of them can have like a #1 contender match. It just depends on who is the United States champion at that time. And then she could beat them. And then probably like the following week, Becky Lynch can have a one-on-one match, or maybe, you know, at Backlash, she could win or lose to Tiffany Stratton, or like I said, Julia. Becky could get into it with Chelsea Green. If her foot is healed up, Chelsea Green could be all like, oh, you're just going to give her a Women's United States opportunity? Like, Nick, hello? Like, do you not know my diagnosis? Like, I am healed up. Like, why didn't I get the opportunity? You know how, like, that she has that whole Karen thing going on. And he said, oh, well, since you all healed up and Becky wants an opportunity, you want an opportunity, you two can fight. So if she's healthy, because I don't know like how long she's going to be out. If she is healthy, they could go ahead and there you go. She has a feud with Chelsea Green. She wins over Chelsea Green. She possibly can win or lose at Backlash or the next week or whatever, because I don't know what it is about the Women's United States Championship. They just act like they are not trying to put that title on a PLE event. That is just wild to me. But anywho's, she wins. She makes history. She's the first woman, and at this point only woman, to win both the United States and IC Women's Championship belts. So we won't have her have a long stint with it, because again, the end game is to get Jade Cargill versus Becky Lynch. So Becky Lynch, probably I'll say just shy of a month, maybe like less than 30 days, she drops the title either to Tiffany Stratton or Julia or Chelsea Green. Either one of those is good with me. And after this is when Jade Cargill can like antagonize Becky like, oh, have the mighty have fallen, huh? You can't even hold a mid-card title. Or something like along those lines. Or like I said, she could just laugh her off and then just walk off with her baddie section, because you know she got Meechin and B-Fab. And this is when like Becky can be like, really like, I just can't catch a break with this woman. So fast forward to Queen and King of the Ring. There's a tournament. Becky loses her qualifier match. Yes, the first qualifier match that it is. Yes. And Becky has had enough. She is like questioning herself like, oh my goodness, like I can't believe this. Woo. And Jade is just like, whew, tough break, huh? I was looking forward to beating Horsewoman at SummerSlam. Guess it ain't meant to be, huh? So she could just walk off, and then this is when Becky could be like, hold it, wait. Listen here. You've been laughing me out. You've been disrespecting me. Like, what's the deal here? Like, if you want a friendly fade or whatever, she, you know, however she want to word it or whatever, then you could just ask. A fade? Girl, you just lost your qualifier match. You are not the same Becky from yesteryear, okay? You ain't even the Becky now. And then she could say, how about you hit the back of the line?
So you need to get in the back of the line, bitch.
And then this is when they get into fisticuffs and they could just go ahead and fight it out. This is when Meechin and B-Fab wind up beating her up. And like I said before, the slow decline will happen, you know, the beginning of WrestleMania. So like that's when the cracks start to form, because it's like, okay, I don't know if I really can do this. Am I really, you know, Becky Lynch, am I the man anymore? And then this is how we get the setup for King and Queen of the Ring, Becky Lynch versus Jade Cargill. Week after week, Jade Cargill and Becky keep getting into it, and of course with the baddie section as well. She's getting ragtag and ticking through there, okay?
Take me through that.
And this is when Becky said, look, I'm tired of going through you and your little henchwomen week after week. How about this? I want a women's championship opportunity. Since you said that you're this big bad wolf, how about you prove it in the ring at Queen and King of the Ring? And this is when Jade Cargill say, oh, you haven't earned it, and this, that, and the third. How about this? I'll entertain you. If you could beat Meechin and B-Fab tonight in a gauntlet match, then you could have your women's championship opportunity, and only then. And this is when she beats both of them. Of course, you know, Becky is fighting underneath. She is putting on like a very competitive matchup with both of these women. She beats them, and this is when Jade Cargill comes out, beat her up, beat her down, and hits a Jaded. And then she winds up hitting the Jaded on the announcer's desk, and this is how we get the setup. Now it is official. Jade Cargill versus Becky Lynch for the women's championship at King and Queen of the Ring. Becky comes out. She has a emotional promo. She says, look, I know you guys had like your ups and downs with me, Becky Hogan, this, that, and the third. She could bring that to light, because they have called her Becky Hogan. Me too. I think I did when she won the world title, and I was so mad. I'm like, but Liv Morgan was right there. Like, why would you give Becky another world title opportunity? But I guess they wanted Liv to earn it, but that's just a little history lesson or whatever. But she could say that, I regret to inform you guys that, you know, King and Queen of the Ring is going to be my retirement match. But before I leave, I'm going to take the women's championship in my retirement match. Jade, I'm coming for you. So this is when Jade comes out, and she could see like, girl, Becky, nobody wants to hear that crap. Listen here. This is what's going to happen. Let's reality set in. At King or Queen of the Ring, you are not going to win the women's championship away from me. That's not going to happen. That's fantasy. That's not reality. What's going to happen is you're going to be another casualty of war. Okay? I'm going to beat you, and I'm going to send you out of here on a runnel, and you will never return back again to the WWE. Hopefully not. Becky Hogan. Yeah, I'm that bitch now. And this is my division. This is my title. And at Queen and King of the Ring, the man becomes my bitch.
And Becky, after Clash of Champions, the man is gonna be the boss's bitch.
And hey, mic drop right there. And this is when Becky be like, oh, you bitch, oh, bitch, you bitch, oh, okay, yeah. Boom. And then she could just go ahead and sock her, and they could go ahead and like beat each other up and everything like that. This is when they had the big pull apart. And of course, you know, Meechin and B Fad comes out, but this time she's ready. She wants to get in the chair that she like hit or something like that. And then she can hit both of them and then be like, yeah, this ain't playing no more. So then she lays them out. And this is when Jade be like, oh no. So she try to hit Jade with the chair. The referee and everybody come out and be like, Becky could just go ahead and wild out and everything like that. And now we're here at King and Queen of the Ring. So in the beginning, we'll just say that Becky Lynch kind of out wrestles Jade Cargill like in the beginning, and Jade is just like frustrated, like, oh, okay, I see you. All right, you had me. All right. Oh, and then another thing to add context. Becky and Jade Cargill make a deal. Becky is tired of B-Fab and Meechin always coming out interfering and getting in their business. She said that if you're a real woman, if you want to really prove yourself, how about you leave them in the back? So Jade obliges because she's like, okay, cool. Like, I'm okay with hanging a horsewoman up out to pasture. We could go ahead and do that. We could run it. So I just wanted to add that in there. So we get to the match. Then this is when Jade Cargill winds up like dominating the match, and she just beating her up and just ragtagging her all up and through there. She talking her ish, she flexing, she, you know, doing her push-ups and everything like that. Like, you supposed to be a horsewoman? Like, what happened? And all that other stuff. And then Becky all like, okay, you talking your ish. We gonna see what's gonna happen. So this is when Becky Lynch just wind up fighting up underneath. She's have a comeback, like she's beating her up and she's letting her know, like, if you want this win, if you want this, you gonna have to earn this. So she winds up doing all her big spots, her big moves, big comebacks, all that other stuff. You know how WWE does. And then this is when she hit the manhandle slam, and it looks like she's gonna win. 1, 2, kick out. A little later on down the line, this is when Jade Cargill winds up coming back. She winds up beating her up. She dominates her. She hits her power bombs and everything like that. Jaded, 1, 2, 3. Becky Lynch loses, and Jade Cargill hangs up a horsewoman, and she retains successfully her title for the WWE Women's Championship against Becky Lynch in a retirement match. Yes, Becky Lynch will put over Jade Cargill big. This is when Jade Cargill gets a nod of respect, like, yep, you did your thing, but I was just a better woman tonight. And this is how we get to Jade Cargill versus Becky Lynch in the retirement match. Being as though that, I think, like I said, either this year or next year, she said that she was going to be like done with WWE. And like I said, I'll put the, you know, screenshot or whatever of when her last hoorah is going to be. Because like I said, I believe they said it was June. But again, she might could be trolling us. I don't know. We'll see when June gets here. But hey, I feel like that there's no better way to write off her ending than that. You know, Becky always was good at the whole fighting underneath the underdog thing. Like when everybody doubts her. She even said it in a promo before where, oh, okay, when the world is against me, that's when I fight the hardest. And she kind of right with that, actually. Yeah, you know, anyways, comment down below. How do you feel about my booking and how we get to the Jade Cargill versus Becky Lynch feud? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you feel like I cooked with it? Like, do you want to see it? Becky Lynch versus Jade Cargill. And then another thing to add context, Becky Lynch and Jade already kind of like had a run-in like twice. No, actually 3 times before, because it was once at the Royal Rumble. Then when Becky Lynch was the NXT Women's Champion, Jade Cargill said, oh, nice title. And Becky said, get in line. And then the next time, which was years later, I want to say last year, they had a tag team match. It was Becky Lynch and Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill, and they kind of mixed it up. So I do feel like they should have a proper feud. It's just sad that, like, if it happens in that time frame, it won't be like enough time to get to that point, and it's sad that it won't happen at a bigger PLE event, maybe like SummerSlam or something like that. Maybe, you know, saying an alternate timeline where she signs just until SummerSlam. She could put Jade Cargill over big. She could win Queen of the Ring, and then we could get to the Jade Cargill versus Becky Lynch feud that way. That's another way that we could do that as well. But comment down below. How did you feel about how I just booked this? Like, share, and subscribe. Help me grow the channel. Your love and support is definitely greatly appreciated. Welcome. Peace, TJ. I'm out.
Somebody I look up to. You know, I watched her wrestling when I first got into the business. It felt amazing, and the fact that Becky Lynch has been killing things for years, to go out there and to eliminate those two, it was just something that I knew I was gonna do. There's so much she and I can do. The sky is the limit. We are strong, we are powerful. We're two black women who are just dominating this industry. There's so much that can come from it. So you guys should just be excited to see what's next. All you ladies better watch your back. That was just a taste. Now that I know what I'm working with, trust and believe. Jade Cargill is here to dominate, to take over, and to become a WWE legend.